So I just taught a lesson where I was explaining the text, Slab Boys, and in this lesson, in this text, we have a good opportunity to examine the question of why be good, or another better question, why not be evil? Why not engage in unethical or immoral actions, especially when you feel justified in doing so? So the main character in the text is a boy called Phil. Essentially, the text is about these boys that work in a manual labor, hard work kind of job where they have to essentially mix paint. Um, they mix paint and then someone else uses it to do something else. Yeah, but their job essentially is to manually mix paint, put it together. It's like a very hard working, low paying manual labor job. So they already feel like they're kind of at the bottom of the totem pole, at the bottom of sort of society. And this boy, Phil, has had the experience of being born poor. He's had the experience of finding his mum with her wrist open after she has attempted to delete herself, if you know what I'm saying. And his mum has a sort of serious alcohol problem. I believe she may have a drug addiction. His dad and his mum, they fight, and he's witnessed domestic abuse in his household. And the way that Phil, and he's only young, guys, about 19, something like that. Now, seeing Phil's life and growing up in this way, witnessing that your mum has almost ended ended her life, seeing that you're born into poverty, seeing that you don't have much opportunity, at least you don't believe you have much opportunity, seeing that your family is broken and that there are other people out there. And there's another boy in there called Alan who's going to Glasgow University. He seems like it's all paid for. His dad has connections to people in the job, so he gets much more wages when he comes. So you see these things and you notice that the world is unfair. And you notice that you've been born at the unfair part. And this makes you feel extremely angry. You're suffering in ways that other people are not suffering. They don't know your pain in your head. They don't understand what it's like to be you. They don't understand how much you have been through. So you begin to feel extreme anger, hatred, and rage towards everyone, and especially everyone who is deemed as above you, who hasn't suffered as much as you, and they have much more privilege, money-wise, excuse me, life experience in terms of not being going through much pain as you, etc. And now you think, I want to get revenge on these people. I want to hurt these people. I'm going to scam them, rob them. I'm going to do whatever I can to come up, and I'm going to come up off of them because they have been given the unfair advantage. Even though I pray to God every day, it seems like God ignores my prayers. It seems like nothing I do, I can't get ahead. I'm stuck at the bottom, and I don't want to be stuck at the bottom. It's unfair, and I'm going to do something about it. Now the question comes, this person, Phil, why is he not justified in going ahead with the way he behaves? Like, he bullies people, he barely works, he shows up late, etc. Why is he not justified in acting this way? Why is it not right for him to act in this way? Beyond just saying it's the wrong thing to do, which obviously is the wrong thing to do. But beyond this, why is it wrong to do this? This is what we call a question of evil. Okay, the reason why it is wrong to become evil despite your suffering, because of your suffering. Like in Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning, he talks about being in the worst situation of a concentration camp in Nazi Germany. Why is it wrong for those prisoners to become angry, violent, steal, etc.? Why is that wrong? The answer is because if you allow your pain, your suffering, to turn you evil, to engage in evil acts, lying, stealing, deception, hurting people, violence, you do not make your life better. You only make it worse. The trick, of the devil in these situations, and I don't mean the guy with pointy horns here, I mean the spirit of evil, or evil inside you, the devil inside your heart, something like that. The trick of your dark side, of the devil, is once you engage in bad actions because of your suffering just becomes worse. It doesn't become better. There's a good quote: no matter how low in hell you are, there's always another layer down that you can go if you decide, through your actions. The reality is, okay, that the only thing that can stop you from suffering, or at least put a pause on your pain to keep you where you are at your level of suffering so you don't dip any deeper, is to act in the right way. That's the only thing that can do that. Doing evil because of your suffering only makes you suffer more. This is the man drinking seawater because he is thirsty. The more you drink, the more you want to drink, and eventually you die. The more you engage in evil, the more you suffer. The more evil you need to engage in until eventually your soul dies. And then you become the devil that torments you in your own personal hell. So, the key is, okay, even just on a practical level, you may gain money, you may gain fame, etc. You may gain material possessions. But the reality is that evil does not produce good outcomes. Evil, doing the bad things, lying, etc., stealing, robbing, selling drugs, scamming, selling your body for money, different kind of ways of making yourself into a product for people that you don't care about, you don't like, strangers who don't care about you but want to commodify you with money. All of these things, you pay a price in your soul. Because the reality of evil is that evil is fundamentally based on selfishness. Fundamentally. It's based on lying and selfishness. And neither one of those can make you have friends, can make you feel love, can make you have trust, can make you feel good, can make you feel fulfilled, can make you feel any of the things that we actually want. Relationships. None of these can be attained with an evil lifestyle. The only thing you get with an evil lifestyle is you don't get love, you get lust. You don't get trust or friendship. You get self-interested transactional relationships. I do this for you, you do this for me. I look for an opportunity to rip you off, while I know that you're looking for an opportunity to rip me off. We don't trust each other because there's no trust in the game. You understand? It robs your life of any fulfillment, any wholesome goodness. You end up in this pit of hell with other devils. Whereas if you take the right path, despite all of your pain, despite all of your suffering, what you get is a sense of self, a sense of character. You get to feel good about yourself. You can be walking through hell like a man. Understand? You can walk through hell like a man. You can walk through the fire and the flames, like that song. You can walk through the fire of hell like a man. And you can maybe find your way out. Even if you don't, you can continue walking. You can feel good about yourself. And when you die, you can know you died like a man. That makes sense. Character can only be achieved through good action. And Viktor Frankl said, when you're suffering, the purpose of life can be to deal with your suffering correctly. To carry your cross in the correct way. To be burdened by the world, but to carry it without complaint, without trying to throw it on someone, without victimizing yourself, but you carry your burden properly. And that in itself becomes success. And you become proud of yourself. You gain inner strength where you can't be bought. You can't be... And the devil comes to you and says, do this, I'll give you money. You say, get. You say no, thank you. Understand? You can't be bought. You become a man, son of God, or daughter of God, and you become powerful, become a human being. Huh? So, and isn't this much better? Huh? Doesn't that sound much better? To live by courage, virtue, goodness, truth, love. You get to experience all of these things. And the reality is, even if you're still suffering, you will have moments of peace, love, joy, friendship, family, spirituality, fulfillment in between your suffering. If not, your suffering is sort of taken away and you get to a better place. That's what happens if you take the right path, despite your pain. But if you don't, then things just become worse. So, when you're going through pain, you're going through suffering, don't make things worse by becoming a bad person. Take the right path and feel the self-respect, the dignity. Let your ancestors be proud of you. Look at them watching you as you conquer this big monster that was thrown in your path. You didn't ask for it, but here it is, and you're ready for it. Feel me? Alright.